What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. In this one, I want to talk about a project that I'm going to do, right? This is something that I think will be very beneficial. I've been doing it in cryptocurrency for the longest time. I just haven't really done it in the stock market. Now, when it comes to my dividend portfolio, I have many different things. Everybody knows that one of my popular videos that's on my channel, the most popular video that I have on my channel, is the SCHD video, where I talked about having over 1,000 shares. And since then, I've produced a different video talking about SCHD and the fact of buying a little bit more and continuously buying larger chunks of this position. Now, in this video, I want to talk about consistently investing into it and why investing kind of large lump sums hasn't been working for at least this short period of time. Now, just know that what my dividend portfolio is long term. Like, it's not going to be just all in 1 year or within 1 month, right? I'm looking for it within 5, 10, 20, 30, right? Seeing those long-term holds, collecting a dividend the entire time and seeing that consistent growth as time goes on. So with that being said, we are going to be buying $30 every single day of SCHD. Now, I know it's only when the market is open, so I'm kind of factoring in. I wanted to do $20, but I decided to bump it up since you have 104 weekend days, and then you have other days that are also the markets are closed. So I just did a round number of $30 per market day that it is open, and to see how that growth is throughout it. So we're going to take you through SCHD. We're going to look at some of the things that this ETF is invested into, how much I have invested into it, and how much I expect to really gain from this as we move forward. So if you guys could, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links that I do have down below. I have a link for Robinhood. I have a link for Webull. If you guys want to get started with your own dividend portfolio, feel free to go ahead and do that. It does help out the channel in such a big way. Now, where I stand with SCHD, why did I decide to get into this position? Well, one, I'm always looking for newer positions, something that I can gain a dividend from, that I can grow with, that has consistency. And I looked into SCHD and it was literally the top of the charts, right? For especially 2024 through 2025, it's been nothing but hype around this play itself. So with that being said, I had to make a move into it. I don't know exactly when my first purchase of it was, but I did purchase it. I believe it had to have been in 2024 because that was my first year of having my dividend portfolio. So with everybody talking about it, I decided to throw thousands of dollars into it, maybe a few thousand here and there. Then I threw like 10,000 and 5,000 and throwing large chunks at it at a time. Now, with my holding, if we go into it, this is where Charles Schwab Dividend Equity ETF stands. It's currently at a $25.73 price. It is slightly up today, which is market open on May 7th, 2025. If we look at the last week, it is down by 0.3, almost 0.4%. In the last month, it's up by 1.4%. In the last 3 months, it's down by 7.4%. And then year to date, we're looking at 6.3%. In the last entire year, it's down by 1.6%, which is not crazy, but it is, I guess, a little bit more, a little bit, of an increase in how much it can drop, because it is an ETF, something that should be a little bit more consistent and shouldn't have that much of a drop within the last 365 days. But we did see this pick up to where it was up a massive amount, right? Being up 12-13%. And I saw a decent amount of not income but growth from there. My average and what I have is $27.13. I have about 1,700 shares, 1,659 to be specific. It's 26% of my portfolio. Current market value is $42,718.19. My total return is at a loss of 5.15% or $2,300. $22.58. So I'm seeing a loss. Now, why am I seeing a loss? One, because it's a long-term position, right? Timing the market doesn't beat time in the market, right? That's, you want to have a certain amount of time in the market and you'll see that growth as time goes on. Now, throughout the last year, before we got to this point where, the tariffs and, everything came into play, and, I believe it was the election at that time, right? Where you saw everything came into play, and then obviously the tariffs were more here, where things dropped heavily. It looked like things were kind of returning, and then things fell off in a heavy manner. And this was all built, I believe, from the split that it did have, which meant, we got more shares in the end, but obviously the price of SCHD came down. But I am down on it over that long period of time that I did hold it. It's over a year. It's a year plus, right? A year and a half at this point. So you would expect to see somewhere around at least 5%. But with everything that is going on in the government, everything that's going on in politics and the news and everything, that's just how it works. But it doesn't mean that it's going to be like that in the next 3 years. It doesn't mean that it's going to be like that in the next 5 years or 10 years, right? So I know we're going to see consistent growth, but I think I need to take a better approach at it rather than throwing all of it in there at one time. Now, I do already have 1,700 shares, and I really only want to get to about 1,000 or 2,000 shares. But I will consistently buy SCHD $30 every single day for as long as I can sustain it, because that is, a decent amount of money if you think about it. If you're doing just $10 a day over 365 days, which we know we can't do that because you have market closed days for weekends and holidays and stuff like that. But if you did that math, that's $10 per day. You're adding a 0 to 360 days and you have $3,600. However, if you multiply that by 3, you're looking at about $9,000 or surpassing $10,000 per year that you're investing into SCHD, which I think can be sustainable. But we will have to see. I do have a decent amount of my portfolio already, and I do want to continue to grow that to hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars so that I can be paid a decent dividend in the end. If you want to follow that dividend portfolio, feel free to let me know. I post videos about it consistently, but I can post more if need be. But, I'm deciding to buy $30 per day of SCHD, and I'm hopeful that it can create a little bit more consistency, right? Every single day that we're investing $30, we'll invest here, 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 all of those places. Now, I can say that places that I invested in SCHD, I invested a lot that was here, a lot that was somewhere around here, because I did have it lower than that. So a lot that was here, which gave me the average of 27. But then I did start to buy a little bit more as it came down here to about 26. As it came down here, I think when it jumped back up to about 25, that's when I made another purchase of it. So I will consistently buy it, and I think I'm done buying large lump sums of it unless we see it absolutely fall down to a ridiculously low level. Then yeah, I can buy larger chunk sums. Or lump sums, that's the word, lump sums of SCHD. But in the end, I'm just buying $30 per day, and we're going to see how that works out. And where we can go from here. Now, again, I already have 1,600, 1,700 shares. So it's not really going to make a huge difference to what I have already. So even if I am lowering my cost basis, it's doing a very, very small amount to do that. So I want to know what you guys think. Is it wise to be investing this much money into SCHD? Know that I put in $2,000 in my dividend portfolio every single month. So this is going to come out of that, meaning that it's about $900 or so in the month. So a little over $1,000 is going to go into other plays that are out there, while $900 or so goes into, Charles Schwab U.S. dividend equity ETF. Now, I may have to account for other things. It depends on how many days you have multiplied by 30. So we'll have to do that calculation every month, and then we will invest the rest into other plays that we have. If you want to see my entire portfolio, please let me know. This is what my portfolio looks like. It's currently at 160,000. And I have various plays in my possession. SCHD is the largest one, about 26% of my portfolio. I would like to keep it about 25%. So I don't want to aggressively grow it, but I do want to still grow it a massive amount. Anyways, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, if you guys want to check out my links down below for Robinhood, for Webull, feel free to do that. I also have links to different crypto exchanges down there. But I'm going to get out of here, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.